Hi everybody! Hello, Noga. Welcome to our episode 2, Game of Thrones Season 8, episode 2 Q&A. Boom, we're gonna have 2 Q&As this week, and our first one we're gonna dedicate to the various and varied opinions about the quality of episode 2. Evan Docus, long friend of the show, says 10 out of 10. Maybe in the top 3. Easily in my top 5 of the entire show. Mehdi from Twitter also, amazing. Best episode since season 4. Incredible. Monir Humaran, also for Twitter. Really effing good. Conversely, Casey Coons, longtime patron, boom, and friend, said it was fan service from beginning to end. Kim Cortade felt a bit empty. And Glyn Jukes went so far as to say that it was like waiting for the death of a once great but long slaughtered series to arrive. How can that be? Noga, help us. How can there be such extreme opinions? How can it be either 10 out of 10 or just really, really bad? Psychoanalyze, please, for us, this cognitive dissonance of the viewership.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure that psychoanalysis can help us in that, but I can say that I do think that one of the things that make this show so unique is the fact that the different crowds want different things to gain from it.
Okay.
They view it in different ways, and there are so many different ways to view this show. And I think this is part of the reason why it's become so popular. There are so many people who view it for different reasons.
Okay, so let's go to Anke, longtime patron. She loved the episode. Her favorite moment was Jamie knighting Brienne. So many feelings. For me, I felt so, like the moment that she was going to be knighted, it was like cue music. Now you have to feel some feelings. So I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. You felt manipulated.
I felt manipulated. And what I look for in the show is, I'm not really super nerdy, geeky fantasy, so it's not just like that I have this intense connection with a specific characters. I'm looking for complexity of the story. I'm looking for political, historical realism.
Mm-hmm.
Before we watch every episode, we watch one of the best episodes of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels different. It doesn't feel the same. But maybe people who are more attached to the story as this specific story than seeing the fulfillment of arcs, Arya having sex, and the Brienne being knighted.
I think that the whole institution of knighthood is something that also in England it changed, right? I mean, it used to be warrior knights.
Now it's a singer and footballers.
Yeah, singers, footballers. I mean, something about what the culture thinks is important, how it changes, who are our heroes, our current heroes. So I think that in that way, I mean, apart from Brienne being knighted, and we like Brienne's character and everything, and we can, empathize with her, there is this kind of like the feeling that it is a step for women in that sense.
Right.
So it says something about the changing values and of the society of Westeros. Not only are there female queens, there are now female knights, and everything is also moving much more towards mutual recognition, which is what we talked about in the last...
And Arya, again, a woman who wants sex and is being proactive in getting what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
That's also, I guess, speaks to that.
Without wanting to get pregnant necessarily, like Cersei is always like...
From what I saw on Twitter and on our comments, so one of the main enjoyments of this episode was just the personal milestones of the characters.
Right.
For example, Carl the First, boom, long time patron. He says, having watched these characters being built over 7+ seasons and 10 years, he loves these quieter episodes where the weight of each character's arc is measured out in snippets of conversations. But then conversely, and this is again a recurring theme from a lot of the comments that we're getting, there were moments that could have been better. But for the most part, Carl thinks that they did an excellent job of setting the anticipatory mood of the eve of the battle. And on the other hand, Faye, right, says it was a filler episode.
Pardon me.
So going back to your point about different viewerships looking for different things, I think that was very apparent when I took on the project of The Thrones Effect, a book about Game of Thrones, collaborative book. We collaborated on a chapter, and it's a vast YouTube collaboration, 10 chapters with all kinds of YouTubers, and we collaborated on one chapter. I wrote one chapter myself, and Theo Ganji, novelist and the Goth Academy collaborator, wrote another one. Each chapter looks at Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire, from a different perspective. And since I was the editor of the book, so I got to read all the chapters as they were being written. And it was so interesting to see that. So my chapter was about the political historical perspective. That's what I found most interesting. Our collaborative chapter was from your point of view, more of a psychoanalytical, emotional perspective.
For me, the thing that attracted me the most to the show was the complexity of characters, as you said. The fact that you can really dig into each character and you can see how you can really relate to them as people. And I think that many viewers also view it that way, not in the sense perhaps of like the psychoanalytic point of view, but like you said, I mean, seeing how their arc is fulfilled. One of the things that were most apparent in the comments to our series, like the On the Couch series, was that people really felt like it touched something within them. Like there was something that being connected to the characters and understanding what, you know, their possible motives might be.
Right, the innermost motivations that are buried deep beneath the story.
Right. So they felt like it said something about them. They felt like they could relate to it on a different level, on a deeper level, and that it really made a difference to them in that sense. In the chapter that we collaborated on, for example, we used Cersei, right? I mean, her clear motivation is wanting to be queen. That's like on the surface motivation.
Okay.
Why does she want to be queen? What does it fulfill in her own psyche? What are her deeper motivations to that? So for Cersei, there's a lot about vulnerability issues, right? Her own...
Her status is never super certain, right? She's the queen regent. She's the king's mom.
But she also came from a family in which the status was really important, and it was a kind of a tool for survival also. The fact that she grew up with a father who was very much
You're still here.
devaluing her all the time.
I don't distrust you because you're a woman. I distrust you because you're not as smart as you think you are.
It made some kind of like a narcissistic injury that made her want to prove herself to him, but also to herself to compensate for those lost parts and those devalued parts. So, I mean, that's just, I mean, you know.
Yeah. You should definitely read the chapter. Boom. Link in the description for the ebook. The print and audiobook will be out soon. And other chapters were like talking about magic. Really getting into the magic, or about the way that you can use this story as an escapist tool, or to connect to people from all over the world, or all the independent media around it, the blogs and the leaks and the speculation.
Right.
So just like totally different perspectives, totally different ways to appreciate the same story. Last comment by Heather D. As a 50-plus-year-old woman who was a psychiatric nurse, I love that Noga is here. I love that she is able to anchor this incredible show using psychology, like Itamar did using history.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm here though. Thank you for always being a thinking person's channel.
Well, thank you, Heather, and it's also a great joy for me to be part of this Thinking Person's channel. I really enjoy the fact that we're getting such great comments and feedback from viewers, and it's fun doing this content. Come on down, join us on Patreon, and there's great content to come.
Boom. And I want to thank all the new patrons coming in, also the existing patrons who bumped up their pledges. So many things to talk about and to be the Thinking Person's channel. So thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Bye everybody.
Bye, thank you.
Hey, so I hope you enjoyed this video. So click subscribe to never miss any God Academy video about any topic. We do movies, we do TV shows, we do books, and also you can click the bell to get a notification whenever we post a new video.